How we doing, everyone? Hope you're all well. Now, if you saw the news, if you follow MMA yesterday, you would have seen that they just announced, or maybe not officially announced, but the rumours are circulating. The cat is out of the hat. The rabbit is out of the hat. Whatever, the secret's out. Marvin Vettori taking on Robert Whittaker in a massive fight in the middleweight division. This is going to be on UFC 275, which I think is going to go down in June. And from what I'm hearing, that might be in Singapore. But it's Yuri Prochazka taking on Glover Teixeira for the light heavyweight title. Robert Whittaker and Marvin Vettori. Huge fight, as I say. And then Talia Santos, she'll be taking on Valentina Shevchenko for the 125-pound belt as well. So UFC 275 shaping up to be quite the card. Now, the fight I'm going to talk about, what we're going to discuss and you're going to watch, is Marvin Vettori, Robert Whittaker. Now, Robert, as we know, fought last month, took on Israel Adesanya, didn't go his way, close fight, gave a good account of himself, went the distance, and even some people thought that he won. Some people thought that he won 3-2. I had a difference of opinion. I thought Izzy won 3-2, potentially even 4-1. However, those rounds were extremely close. You've saw my video on this and you might think I have biased commentary, but so what? Izzy won the fight and the judges agreed so. But still, I thought Robert actually gave a very, very good account of himself, came with a better game plan, was better approached. And even though I had Izzy winning most of the rounds, Rob was only just behind him. You know, the takedowns were decent. The threat of the takedown set up the shots. He was a little heavy on the left hand, but we know when he threw the right hand in the first round, he got dropped off Izzy. And that's what happened in the first fight as well. So maybe that was a little mental thing why he didn't want to throw that. Because we know normally Robert Whittaker does throw the right hand. He's a complete threat. I mean, the last fight before Israel Adesanya, he took on Kelvin Gastelum, and what a fight that was. I thought his movement was fantastic, in and out, great footwork, mixed in the takedowns, nice head kicks, beautiful boxing as always. So Robert Whittaker's a complete threat. He can get the job done everywhere. He has no problem going 5 rounds, so he's well conditioned as well. And just an all-round nice guy. And of course, once he hits the ground, very, very good jiu-jitsu as well. Very well rounded. In fact, probably one of the most well-rounded fighters in the 185-pound division. Now, the problem is he's lost to Izzy twice in a row. So where does he go from here? And he tweeted, I think it was earlier this week, Skinny Rob might be coming back earlier than we think. And when I saw that, and I think when a lot of people saw that, they thought, oh, he's going back down to 170. And that would make sense because I was like, oh, okay, well, he's lost to Izzy twice. He's probably not going to get another title fight soon. Maybe he'll go down to 170 again because he used to fight there. But no, that is not what he meant when he said Skinny Rob's coming back. What he meant was Skinny Rob, like in-camp Rob. Do you know what I mean? And he's got a good point. You know, you walk around one way, and then when you're training for a fight and you're dieting and you're working out 2-3 times a day, you do get skinny. And certainly when you step on that scale at 185, you are skinny as fuck. I'm telling you from experience. I mean, I'm trying to get Skinny Michael to come back. I keep trying every day. As soon as I do this video, I'm going to go for a run, you know, trying to sweat out a little bit. I jump on a plane to England shortly. Going to be there for about 2 weeks. And then I fly straight to Columbus, Ohio. So I'm going to be on the road for about 3 weeks now. So don't worry, I'm bringing the YouTube stuff with me. I've got a microphone, I've got my camera, well, I've got my iPhone 13, and I'll still be doing content. Maybe not every day, so bear with me, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try and do some every day, but it's going to be hard because I've got a movie premiere, we've got the UFC, we've got a lot of stuff, a lot of PR, a lot of press. Stop sounding like a dickhead, Bisping. I apologize. But anyway, so I'm trying to get Skinny Bisping. When he said Skinny Rob, he didn't mean 170. He meant he's going to be training for a fight pretty soon. On the flip side, Marvin Vettori, I mean, this guy's incredible. I mean, that fight that he had against Paulo Costa, I will forever be a fan of Marvin Vettori for that one because, you know, remember Paulo Costa came in at 215 pounds. Oh, no, they fought at 205, but he was very, very heavy. Nowhere near the weight class. Marvin didn't even blink. He didn't bat an eyelid. He said, yeah, I'll fight him. I'll fight him, no problem. Sounds nothing like that. He doesn't not talk like this, but he is Italian. But yeah, no, he just impressed me with his attitude. He said, yeah, no problem. I'll fight him. And then in the fight, oh my God, 5 rounds of absolute war. How Vettori took all of those shots and Didn't look hurt once. I mean, listen, Paulo Costa's a big dude. He hits hard. He came in heavy. But he also came in condition to go 5 rounds, which is weird how Costa never actually, made weight, because he certainly did the cardio. He did the hard work. But as I say, Vettori just looked sensational because he beat him fair and square, but he took a lot of heavy shots in the process. The man is an absolute monster of a man. This is an incredible matchup. Robert Whittaker and Marvin Vettori, both of them, they've lost to Adesanya twice in a row, right? Well, not twice in a row, they've lost twice. So it's like a path to fighting Israel again is hard. Fighting Israel for a third time, is anything going to change? I'm sure Robert would say yes, and damn sure Marvin Vettori would say yes. Of course they would, I'm sure both of them thought they did very well in their last fights, and they did. It just wasn't enough on the night. But now, it's weird. I mean, if they beat one another, Robert or Marvin beat one another, they're not going to get a title fight. But what they're doing essentially now is fighting the next hardest person. I mean, we know Jared Cannonier, he's next in line, so he's out of the equation. Robert Whittaker's fought everybody else in the top 5, beat Cannonier, lost to Adesanya twice. Who else is there? Derek Brunson, he's beaten him. So he said there's no one else left for me to fight apart from Marvin Vettori, which makes sense. I love that. I love that attitude. How can you not respect that? And the same thing for Marvin. He said the same thing. He said, yeah, let's go. But the thing is, so they're now going to fight the next best person in the division, pretty much with no reward other than the fact that they're fighting. They love to do this. They love to compete, and they get paid. They get paid handsomely, and they're going to be on pay-per-view. So lots to fight for, but the ultimate mission, the ultimate goal is to be the champion of the world. Now, stylistically, when you look at this fight, Marvin is a much bigger guy. He's a big, heavier dude. He hits harder, I would say. I think he's got a better chin as well, because, he showed that against Paulo Costa. So he's the bigger dude. He's going to walk him down. Robert's going to utilize a lot of movement, I would have thought, in this one. Robert has the speed advantage. Robert has the wrestling advantage. He might even be a slicker striker as well. So there's lots of pros and cons on both sides. Neither man choose grappling first. However, I do think Robert will try and mix in a few takedowns. He did that since that first fight against Adesanya. He started relying on his wrestling more. As I said last time, the fight against Gastelum, he took Gastelum down 4 times. And Gastelum can wrestle. He's a big, strong wrestler. Well, not that big, but he's a good wrestler. That's one of his bases. And Robert took him down 4 times. So make no mistake, Marvin Vettori better be training his takedown defense, because, hey, it's a mixed martial arts contest. That's what you do. You try and surprise your opponents. The element of surprise, take him down, ground and pound, keep them guessing. Marvin fights one way. Listen, Marvin will try a takedown. If there's one right there, he'll go for it. He does jiu-jitsu. He wrestles. He tried taking Adesanya down on occasion. But I think if we're going to see takedown attempts in this one, they're predominantly going to come from Robert Whittaker. I think Robert's faster as well, but Marvin's going to walk him down, try and cut the cage off, back him up against the fence, and look to land those big, massive right hands that he's known for. Listen, either way, it's a sensational matchup. My former division, I always pay attention to that one. Can't wait for this. Glover Teixeira, Yuri Prohaska in the main event of UFC 275 as well. What a fight that is. Glover Teixeira, 42 years old, becomes the champion after such a long, storied career. And then Yuri Prohaska, this absolute madman from the Czech Republic, has his hands low, takes a lot of shots, but takes them very well, fires back, spinning elbows. He's a traditional martial artist. He's also out of his mind, but in the best way possible. I love everything about Yuri Prohaska. I love this fight. UFC 275, Talia Santos taking on Valentina Shevchenko as well. What a fight card. Cannot wait for that one. I'll come back. I'll give a breakdown on Yuri and Glover real soon. But now I've got to get to the airport. I'm going to fly to London, 2 days in London. Then I'll be up in Manchester for a little bit. We have the release of Bisping, the documentary. So if you haven't seen that, or you haven't seen it because it's not released, that'll be available video on demand. That's like Google Play, iTunes, all that stuff from Tuesday next week, I believe. So check it out. Do me a favor. Tell me what you think about it. And yeah, all the best. Next time I do one of these, I'll be at a hotel in London. Take care. Enjoy your weekend.